what else can you say? Are we supposed to cheer them on? Like, hey, they got hubris. They trusted Stockton Rush III and Ocean Gate too much. I'm glad they're dead. No. But that's what I've been seeing. And like I said, I haven't been on social media too much, but I've been reading articles, and in the comments of articles,
girl,
and I'm sure in the comments of like TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's horrible. These billionaires, they deserve to die. Oh, they're billionaires. They wouldn't care about us if it was them. If it was us, they wouldn't care. How do you know?
And Olivia, it's been literally everywhere. I like saved a couple as this was all happening that I just came across. I'll read them just so we all know exactly what we're dealing with. But I will say, you know, the internet caught wind of, okay, let's be honest. This is an absurd situation, okay? And the internet does what the internet does, which is meme it to death. And I think that's just a way to process things.
I'm not against memes.
I'm not against memes. I saw one about Mr. Krabs realizing there were billionaires in the ocean or something, and I was like, that's clever. But then there were some people who just, they weren't memeing. They were celebrating billionaires' deaths. So here's some. Wow, this person's username, I'm not going to read it, but it's quite a doozy. And this person says, a sub went missing full of people who paid $160,000 to $200,000 to take a tour of the Titanic wreckage. The ocean is just eating the rich for us these days. You're a horrible person. This person says, I don't give one single solitary F word about these sub people and find the jokes and memes to be incredibly hilarious. I don't experience one single shred of guilt laughing heartily about it. The only good billionaire is a dead billionaire.
One of them was a 19-year-old kid. What did he do to y'all? What did he do?
I've seen people say the same thing, like, oh, you know, there is a 19-year-old on board, like, we shouldn't laugh about him, but everybody else is fair game. It's not fair game for anyone, and we'll get into it. I have some more. People complaining about people laughing at the dead billionaires in the sub for having no empathy should stop and think about how billionaires stay billionaires, because it's certainly not by being kind, empathetic people who don't exploit workers and destabilize poor countries. We'll get into it. And last one. For everyone whining about the tacky sub memes, there have been this many gun violence incidents in the 5 days since the sub went missing. Tragedies happen nonstop. Thoughts and prayers won't help a dead billionaire any more than it will help these people. Listen, the reason people are talking so much about it is because you keep joking about these people's deaths. Like, y'all celebrating this happening is the reason we're all paying attention.
It's just weird. It's just concerning. As I understand, it's like a first world problem. Oh my God, billionaires doing what billionaires do, going on explorations that they probably shouldn't have. At least this one, you know, honestly. And they unfortunately passed away. It's just in poor taste. I really don't know what happened to us as a people. And on some regard, I get it, because there's like such a huge class divide, obviously internationally, because these are British, French, Pakistani, like this is a very international group that went down here. But it seems like the thing that we all have in common, us common people have in common, LOL, is that we don't have much in common with billionaires. Like we really don't. We have no means to go to the bottom of the ocean. And if we did, would we do that? Probably not. Probably not.
No.
But it's just the lack of humanity that gets me, because we can criticize them all they want. Like we've been saying, this was probably a dumb idea. They flew too close to the sun. It's very sad that there was a teenager on board. All of these different factors that go into it. They had been warned by submarine groups and stuff like that. Everything that goes into it. But at the end of the day, they weren't hurting anybody, you know, and the whole narrative, like, oh my God, to be rich, to be a millionaire, or to be a billionaire, you would have had to have made this off of the breaking backs of slaves. I honestly don't buy it.
Yeah, and sorry, that's not how this works. People who work for companies do so voluntarily in exchange for goods that help them, you know, buy the things that they want and need. There was another billionaire who died. I found out about this while researching for this video, because there were more celebrations of death. This guy, James Crown, died.
Another cool name.
In a race car accident. And this happened yesterday, I think. And someone said all billionaires should celebrate their birthdays this way. And then someone else said something like, oh, it's dead billionaire summer or something. Like, it is unbelievable how removed you have to be from reality and morality to celebrate the death of someone else. Like, I understand that you're jealous and you want what they have. You wish you had that money, but it's no excuse. And I'm going to say something that might be controversial. This kind of attitude literally has led to genocide in the past. Like, this is the exact attitude that is a precursor to literal genocide. Once you accept that, like, one group of people is responsible for all of your problems and the problems of the world, and you're completely fine with stripping them of their humanity and calling for their deaths, then you have no problem with genocide. I'm just saying, like, this is literally... I was watching this docu-series the other night about how tyrants operate. And one of the first things they do once they have power and things start going wrong is they'll blame a group of people for this. And then, like, that slowly leads to people stripping them of their humanity. And that's exactly what's going on. And by the way, this attitude isn't anything new. Communists have been bloodthirsty for a very long time. And a lot of people have died because of it. And it doesn't just stop at billionaires, because once they're gone, then it goes to millionaires, and then it goes to upper middle class, and then middle class, and then it comes down to anyone who owns anything.
Yeah, we did a whole episode with Prax Ben. We did that whole episode on Holodomor and how people categorize the kulaks and exactly how you described it. It went from the bourgeoisie, the actual rich people, I suppose, to anybody that owned a farm, anybody that owned cows, anybody that had any sort of means of production. Yeah.
These were peasant farmers. They were not rich by any means. But at a certain point, the communists targeted literally everyone who owned land and shipped them off to gulags.
Yeah.
Like, it's serious. Like, what you are joking about on social media, haha, so funny, it's actually very serious. And these people had families and lives. And, like, I'm sorry, what makes a person bad for having money, especially being a billionaire? Do you realize how many transactions have to take place for someone to be a billionaire? And in every single one of those transactions, it has to be mutually beneficial. So, like, people become billionaires by offering other people goods and services that they want or need. Like, billionaires, in my opinion, actively make the world a better place by providing jobs to a ton of people and by making life easier and more enjoyable for the rest of us. Like, I actually appreciate the fact that someone can become a billionaire, because it means that they've probably changed the world in some kind of way.